What is going on, Patriots fans? This is Jace back with another edition of Mock Draft Monday here on the Patriots Drive podcast. Guys, today we've had a lot of rumors with the combine. We have official testing results, so we have a lot more information on these prospects and players. And we also have a lot of rumors coming out of the Patriots organization and people in general. So I'm going to be hitting on one of those, going to be doing an interesting mock draft. So again, make sure that you guys like, subscribe, and comment down below your thoughts on this mock draft. Make sure you guys have that notification bell turned on so that whenever we go live or upload a video, that you guys get notified and that you can support the channel. So appreciate everything. And without further ado, let's get right into this mock draft. Are you tired of trying to find the best deals on tickets to your favorite events, concert, and games? Then SeatGeek is the answer. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. You can find the best deals thanks to their app and website showing you what prices are good and bad. And now you can use code PatriotsDrive for $20 off your purchase. So go ahead and get those tickets you've been eyeing because you don't want to miss out. Okay, so jumping right into this mock draft, guys, we're opening it up to a 6-round mock draft, and as you can see, there's a couple trades in here, so this one's going to get a little interesting. First thing I want to throw out there, guys, Daniel Jeremiah threw out a report, and this is what I'm basing this mock draft off of because I'm sure we'll get more information, and it's kind of fresh. The Patriots are in play for quarterback Baker Mayfield. Okay, now take that with what you want. Alex Van Pelt obviously has connections to him at Cleveland, and there's obviously support around the Patriots organization from what reports say for Baker Mayfield to be the Patriots quarterback. Now, that's kind of conflicting because we also heard reports that the Patriots want to bring in a veteran quarterback and draft one at 3. And I don't believe if you're bringing in Baker Mayfield that he's agreeing to come here and be a bridge quarterback. He's going to come here, sign a 4-year, 5-year deal, probably for 30 plus, maybe 35 plus million a year. He's coming off one of the best years of his NFL career. So I don't see that. I see those two reports kind of conflicting. So let me know down below what you guys think. But in this scenario, I'm going to say that Baker Mayfield signs with the Patriots, right? And then that is obviously, Daniel Jeremiah obviously said, then the 3rd overall pick would be up for sale. Now, guys, on PFF mock draft, you can't trade more first-round picks than one more year. So I couldn't get a 2026 first-round pick, right? My believed compensation, and it's what the Patriots and what people have said it would go for, is that for a team like the Vikings to move up, it would cost them 3 first-round picks. Okay, so I would expect it to be first pick this year, which is pick 11, a 2025 first and a 2026 first, and probably the 2nd-round pick, which I threw in there. Now, I threw in an extra 4th. I know that it's not realistic. I expect 3 first-round picks. I just wanted to make it a little bit more realistic and have a little bit more picks because you can't do that on PFF mock draft simulator. So my believed compensation would be 3 first-round picks and their 2nd this year because you're moving up 8 spots to draft the quarterback of your future. You're keeping Justin Jefferson. That's a big deal. Okay, so the Patriots move down. They gain a ton of extra first-round capital, and they get a ton of picks in this draft that are one extra top 100 pick and then another 4th-round one. So again, I would expect 3 first-round picks, but can't do it. Okay, so with my 1st overall pick, I have the Patriots addressing the offensive line, right? You draft or you bring in Baker Mayfield. You need someone to protect on the offensive line. I have them going Olu Fashanu. Okay, now Olu Fashanu measured at 6'6", exactly 312 pounds. He had 34-inch arms. Okay, he ran a 5'1", 140, 32-inch vert, and had a 9-foot 1-inch broad jump. This is one of the youngest prospects in the draft. He's only 21 years old. He's going to be like 21 and a half come April when he gets drafted. He's got developing to do, but that shouldn't scare people away, okay? He's played over 1,400 snaps already at Penn State. He's one of the better athletes at the offensive line position, okay? What he can do in pass blocking with his footwork is very impressive. Some of the best athleticism, like I mentioned, really good length, really good foot speed. He needs to have better hand placement. He needs to have a couple better technical issues. But when you're taking a 21-year-old that's already played a ton of college football snaps and has his athleticism, you're willing to work with that. And he's a staple and a guy that you're probably going to be able to develop. And you're going to start him right away, let him get experience. And in year 2, he could be an all-pro type of offensive tackle. That's what he has. And, you know, he has the opportunity and the growth. He's not 23, 24 years old where you're probably seeing what you're going to get. He's still very young. You can still mold him really well. So I would love to take a guy like Olu Fashanu. I have him as my second best offensive tackle. I think that Joe Alt's clearly one, Olu and then Talise Fuaga. So I would be excited to get Olu for the Patriots and to protect Baker Mayfield and kind of rebuild that offensive line. So with the second overall pick for the Patriots, their original pick in the second round at pick 34, I have them taking Xavier Worthy. Now, I think this is a little bit of a reach for Xavier Worthy. Now, I know he just set the combine record. He ran a official 4.21 40-yard dash, the fastest combine record or fastest 40 ran ever at the combine. He also jumped 41 inches on the vert. That was fourth amongst wide receivers. And he had a 10-foot 11-inch broad jump. That was fifth amongst wide receivers. So he tested very well. That confirms what we see on tape, his explosiveness, his downfield threat. 5'11" and a quarter, 165 pounds. Out of the University of Texas. He had 75 receptions this year for 1,014 yards and 5 touchdowns. Okay, this is a guy that has difference-making speed. Now, what concerns me about if the Patriots were to take him, how similar is he to Tyquan Thornton, right? Is this just another Tyquan Thornton? He's going to be incredible off the line of scrimmage. People are going to have to know where he is because of his speed and the deep threat he has. But it's just, is it too rhetorical with getting him than Tyquan Thornton? Now, he's obviously a little bit faster, but issues, doesn't have the best hands, probably needs a little bit better route running on in-breaking routes and stuff, but he sets up hitches very well because of that speed. Corners have to know that they can't let him get on top of him and stack him. He's really good after the catch, after contact. He also is very, very small. Like I mentioned, where he's sitting here at 165 pounds, you worry about his frame. Tyquan Thornton was very small. You worry about those guys holding up the NFL, and we've seen and know Tyquan Thornton has problems staying in healthy in the NFL. So would that be the same with Xavier Worthy? I think there's better options here at pick 34 at the receiver position, but I do like Xavier Worthy just because of his speed, and I knew that Patriots fans would kind of be asking, oh, what about this guy? He just ran an incredible 40. So let me know down below what you think of Xavier Worthy possibly coming to the Patriots there. Probably a little bit too high for him, but, exciting to think of that. I have the Patriots double dipping at tackle with Kingsley Suamataia out of BYU. Okay, 6'4" and 5'8", so a little bit small for tackle, but he had 34.25 inch arms, so long enough to play tackle. This is another guy. So I just added Olu and Kingsley, who I believe are two of the top 5 most athletic tackles in this class. Both of them are young and both of them need technical work. But if you take both of these guys, Olu is going to play left tackle. Kingsley played right tackle in 2022 and left tackle this year in 2023. So he has that position versatility. He's very good in the run game at digging people out. Explosive off the line of scrimmage, big, strong lower half. Really good anchor in pass protection. Again, it comes down to his technique, his hand placement, his footwork is a little bit clunky at times. But that's stuff when you're taking a young prospect like this that you can work out of them, and you're saying, hey, if him and Olu get reps year 1, year 2 with their athleticism, and if you can fine-tune some of their technical skills, these guys are going to be incredible players, and they're going to be staples at both the right tackle and the left tackle position for the Patriots for years to come. So I really like Kingsley. I thought he would test better. Blake Freeland tested like a freak last year. Like he had a 34-inch vertical jump. And one of BYU's coaches, Kingsley was actually on Bruce Fieldman's freak list, said that he expected him to jump and test better than Blake Freeland did. He didn't do that. He only jumped a 28-inch vertical and ran a 5.06 40, but still, on tape, he shows that explosiveness. He shows that athleticism. He shows good footwork. Just, a little bit more technical skills, maybe a little bit not football savvy, needs to have a little bit higher of an IQ, but it's all stuff you can coach. You coach that thing into him, and he might be a Pro Bowl type of tackle. Have the Patriots making another trade, right? You acquire 2 extra picks, so now let's have them move up. Let's have them double dip, right? So I had them taking 2 offensive tackles in the first round, right? You take Baker Mayfield. You're not going to take a quarterback because in my mind, if Baker Mayfield's coming here, he's going to be the quarterback for 4 years. Okay, so you probably don't take a quarterback here, especially with a 3rd overall pick, and sit him for 4 years if you're paying Baker Mayfield $35 million plus. Okay, so have the Patriots acquiring Cleveland's 2nd round pick 55. They're giving up a 3rd, which is the early 3rd pick, okay, and then they're also giving up an extra 4. So 2 picks. They're moving up. They're double dipping. They're taking Florida wide receiver Ricky Pearsall. So you get Baker Mayfield, who had a career year And now you double dip at receiver and tackle. Okay, you get a left tackle in Olu Fashanu, you get a right tackle in Kingsley, and then you get a speed threat in Xavier Worthy, and you get a guy that is one of the best route runners. I believe Ricky Pearsall and Ladd McConkey are the two best route runners in the NFL draft this year. And he tested surprisingly well in my mind. Same with Ladd McConkey, which I will make a combine video of who I think is the biggest winners and who I think the Patriots should target off there later this week. But I was very impressed with both these guys. Okay, Ricky Pearsall, 6'1", 189, ran a 4.41, had a 42-inch vertical, which was the third best amongst wide receivers, and then had a 10-foot 9-inch broad jump. People are giving him Julian Edelman comps. Okay, he played safety out of high school, went to Arizona State with Jaden Daniels, ironically. So that was a pretty dang good team with Ricky Pearsall, Jaden Daniels, Brandon Ayuk. He's projected to be a slot guy, but he hasn't just exclusively played slot. Okay, he's probably going to be a slot guy. So yeah, you're wondering, oh, what's Demario Douglas going to do? Well, you can never have enough playmakers on the field, right? They found a way to have Danny Amendola and Julian Edelman on the field at the same time, and guys that can get open and really good route runners like Ricky Pearsall are always going to have a home and always going to be open for quarterbacks. So I like adding a guy like that. Really quick feet, elusive. He has more of a vertical threat than what I would say Julian Edelman did, and obviously better speed than what Julian Edelman did. He's just not the best run blocker, which I guess you can get away with if you're a receiver because you don't really need to be. But just the way he sets up routes, it reminds me of Julian Edelman, right? Like he uses his head, he uses things to stack receivers. He's really good. He's not going to intimidate defenders. Like I don't think anyone was intimidated by Julian Edelman. If you line up Ricky Pearsall and Xavier Worthy, people are going to be like, oh crap, Xavier Worthy is going to get on me fast and he has the ability to run over me. They're probably not going to say that about Ricky Pearsall, but they're going to know that he can beat them and he's very meticulous with his route running and really good change of direction, putting his foot in the ground, getting in and out of breaks. So I would love to double dip with a guy like Ricky Pearsall. Ideally, if he was at the Patriots or if he was there for the Patriots at pick 68, that would be perfect. I just don't think he will because I think he tested his way into a second round pick. But he could be a guy that the Patriots take in the third round. But with the Patriots acquiring extra picks, I had them moving up again, trade down and then move up. And now you have 3 second round picks and 3 picks in the top 50, another pick at 55. And then now you're waiting until pick 130. And, you could obviously move up again. So pick 130. Let's just get Baker Mayfield another weapon. Okay. If Baker Mayfield's coming in here, he's going to need weapons. Okay. We don't have many. All 3 of our tight ends are off of the or are on the unrestricted free agent list. Now there are rumors that Dalton Schultz is a target for the Patriots. So, well, yeah, if you get Dalton Schultz, that's great, but you still probably need a second tight end. So let's draft Theo Johnson. I really thought they would draft one last year just because they knew Gesicki and Hunter Henry were going to be free agents. But Theo Johnson was another guy that tested insanely well. Okay. Penn State guys just know how to test. Measured at 6'1" and 1/8, 259 pounds, ran a 4.58. That was the second best amongst tight ends. He had a 39.5-inch vertical. That was also the second best. And then he had a 10-foot 5-inch broad jump, which was also, you guessed it, the second best. Okay. Tested like a freak. Really good size at 6'6", similar to Mike Gesicki. He's in the 70th percentile in both height and weight. Long arms, advantage when he's blocking and catch radius, things like that. And, he hasn't had that big of a problem, with drops. He's been a sure-handed receiver or, catching threat. And he's also really good in, the run blocking strength. Okay. Big plus size, decent build, not top end speed. He ran second amongst tight ends, but it's not like top end speed. He's just pretty quick, right? Really good change of direction, stuff like that. It needs a little bit better. I don't want to say route tree, but there's just certain routes that he doesn't do well. Others he does. He's good at using his big frame to box people out, but he needs to learn how to maybe get open a little bit more, especially in the NFL when you have some of the best safeties and linebackers guarding you. So Theo Johnson would be a guy. Yeah, if you bring in Dalton Schultz, maybe he's on a 1 or 2 year deal, but you develop Theo Johnson in there, throw him in some 12 personnel packages, maybe let him get a run in the red zone and get some confidence. And, he could develop into something. So all offensive heavy so far for the Patriots in this draft, which is kind of some of the biggest needs. So let's hit a little bit of defense though. Patriots cut JC Jackson. They have over $100 million in cap space. Now they might rework a deal, but I have the Patriots taking DJ James. Okay. This is a corner out of Auburn. He's 6'1", 164. He ran a 4.2 or a 4.42 40. He didn't test anything out. So we'll see, explosion and stuff like that at the pro day. He forced the 9th most incompletions this year, 15 forced incompletions. This guy's just a competitor, okay? Doesn't have a lot of good strength, not the best tackler, but he competes. He's really good, has really good ball skills, really good footwork for an outside corner, really good change of direction. So, and he's very smart, like pre-snap, post-snap, or pre-snap, you can see him like identifying routes, communicating with other defenders and stuff. So just, a little bit lighter weight. He is feisty, but he's not good in run support, right? So he's going to try to come out and make a tackle, but he just hasn't been good at that through his career. So competitive corner, like I mentioned, really good in both man and zone. He's good in press and off coverage. Like he's just versatile. He does whatever you want, whenever you want it, pretty effectively. Not elite, not super well, but he's a 5th round pick, and he's probably going to come in and be a pretty good contributing corner. You don't want to throw him in right away, but he's going to be able to get a good amount of snaps and, maybe special teams value, and he has a chance to crack the rosters or the starting lineup, or, coming in dime nickel packages like that. So long speed is where he's concerned. Change of direction's good. Foot speed, it's running with a guy like Xavier Worthy, which not many people are going to, but it's the deep ball threat. Can he consistently run with guys like that? And that will be the big question for him. But that's also why he's a 5th round pick in the NFL draft. So last pick for the Patriots. I know PFF gives me an F for it, but Cedric Johnson was another guy who I thought tested very well at the edge position. 6'3", 260 pounds out of Ole Miss. He ran a 4.63. He had a 38-inch vertical, which is 3rd amongst DNs, and a 10'2" broad jump. He generated 26 hurries in 2023 for Ole Miss. Well built. He projects as a good 4-3 defensive end. And he can play a little bit of 3-4 defensive end in an odd front, which if the Patriots want to get to on 3rd downs or something, they want to put him opposite of Matt Judon or Uche, depending on who they bring back, and let Barmore kind of occupy the middle pass rush. He's good for that. Not very twitched up, not very explosive, which shows kind of in his broad, even though he did have a good vertical, but very powerful lower body. Generates a lot of explosion out of there, both in the run game and getting off of blocks and stuff. Good first step, good bend, right? He's 6'3", but he can actually bend around the corner pretty good. And then he's weirdly enough, he's good. He's like explosive out of a 3-point stance when he has his hand in the ground and he's like striking a tackle. But when he's in a 2-point pass rush stance, he seems to get out slow. So that's kind of weird. Not weird, but it's just it's different, right? Usually if you see explosion, you're going to see it on both stances, but I feel like he gets out better in 3-point stances when he's maybe anticipating a run or something. Who knows? But like I mentioned, good play strength, good length for them. Not that that good hand placement and pass rush moves and counters. It's kind of the same with what I said last week about Brennan Jackson, where they probably just need to have a little bit better of a plan. Okay, there's not like he can't pass rush. It's just he doesn't go in with a plan, and he kind of gets stuck sometimes. And once the O lineman shuts down his original move, he doesn't really know what to go to with his second move. So, but this is a guy, frame and mold wise and stuff, like you want to draft and develop him. You're not going to be throwing him in right away because you have Judon, you have Keon White, you might bring back Josh Uche, but this is a guy that can come in, get 3rd down, maybe 1st and 2nd down snaps to defend the run, and be able to get experience and get playing time. And then in a year or two, maybe he is ready to go. And that's why most guys are 6-round picks. They're not ready made, but they have a ton of upside with their frame, with their testing numbers, with what they've shown on tape and things like that. So, let me know down below again what you think of this draft, okay? This is only the scenario if the Patriots sign Baker Mayfield. And the reason I wanted to do it is because the reports came out not even 4 days ago, so it's a little bit fresh. It's not my number one option. I would rather just take a quarterback at 3, have him on a rookie deal, and then develop and build around him. But if they do take a chance on a guy like Baker Mayfield, because Van Pelt does really value him and has had experience with him before, you got to just load up on talent. You're going to still have $100+ million in cap space. You can sign other guys. You can sign some defensive guys too. Maybe, Tyron Smith out of Dallas, which there's rumors there to help. So maybe Kingsley Suamataia doesn't have to start right away or something. But you're taking guys right here, young guys that you can develop and grow and give Baker Mayfield some options. So let me know down below. It doesn't even have to be just like the whole mock draft in general. Let me know down below what you think of Xavier Worthy, what you think of Olu Fashanu, what you think of Ricky Pearsall. Let me know who some of your favorite picks were in this draft, or maybe some you changed differently. And then, of course, let me know on the Baker Mayfield thing. We did a live stream today with another Patriots Instagram channel. And, we kind of hit on that a little bit. So make sure you go watch that video too. But appreciate all the support. Again, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment so that you guys can stay up to date whenever we upload new mocks or do go live. You guys can join in. And then, of course, use code Patriots Drive at SeatGeek so you guys can get your first purchase, $20 off of that. And save some money there so you can go to one of your favorite events. But appreciate you guys. And until next time, we will talk to you later.